In this section, we are going to actually use the animation loader inside the Three.js. First of all, we are going to use the module 3d.studio. As you can see here, there is a character here that on the events listener, by clicking W on your keyboard, it will be actually use the running animation instead of the idle animation or standing animation. As you can see here, a different animation can be applied here, and as you can obviously is represented here that you can actually use a different animation inside the Three.js. You can download the different animation from the Mixamo website, and we are going to actually create this button in this section, and in each button there is a different action that we are going to use. And you can download the different animation based on the application, and from so on we are going to actually code these functionality into our environment. And first of all, you need to actually download the animation from the Mixamo and put it in the static folder. As you can see here, there's a jump, walking, run, and other animation that I provided before. And as you can see, there are different animation. So I just created two variables called mixers and actions globally, and I will use them in the both animation function and init function. And I just load the t-pose, actually the t-pose of the object, and the name of the file is man2.fbx. As you can see here, I use the fbx loader that previously discussed in the previous session. I just rescale the actually object and they set the position, and I just add the fbx file into our scene. You can download the different format from the Maximo website. However, I personally use the fbx. It is easy to use, and as I said, we just change the position, change the scale, and now we create an animation mixer. And the animation mixer is a type of functions that provided by Three.js actually use the functionality of mixing the animation with the different object. It will be calculate different points and apply those animation into your object. There are critical points inside your object. For example, 2 points on the character knees or hands, and different animation will be synced based on the these points. So we use the animation mixer in order to apply different animation files into our object. And as you can see here, we have 4 different animation: idle, jump, run, walking. I just put the name file into the animation files variable, and after that we are going to use a for loop or for each in order to load the animation by using the loader that previously we created. And after that we are going to push those animation into the actions array that we defined in the global variable sections. And as you can see here, there is actually we are going to iterate inside the animation files variable, or we can actually load the animation, load each animations individually. But however, I prefer to use the for loop. because it is so easy and reduce the code duplication. And you can do it as we previously discussed, and we can add these animation into our actions array. So it is typically we are going to use the for, and we use array, and in each iteration we said that goes to the array and from the index 0 iterate by 1, and in each iteration get the file and use the loader to load the file, the animation file. For example, in first iteration we are going to actually load the idle.fbx, and after that we are going to actually create an animation loaded variable in order to keep track of the loaded animation. And however, I previously actually wrote this code. I use the animation gltf. However, it is the same approach. It is just a name. You can actually, I just want to use the animation fbx because I want to download the my resources from this section, from the maximum, and the fbx is actually valid by the maximum. So I just change the animation JLTF to the animation fbx. It's just a name of the variable. It's not going to actually make such a difference. And we are going to use the fx file format. It is based on your actually needs. However, I use the fx. It will be okay if you're using the JLTF. And afterward, we are going to actually append the animation fbx to the variable, the first animation to the 0 animation to the animation. And after that, we use a mixer.clip action in order to specify those animation inside our character. Afterward, we push those actually clip action into our actions array, and we set the default animation to the index 0, in which in our case is the idle animation. And I just wrote a condition: if all animations loaded successfully, we are going to load the animation 0 as the default animation. As you can see here, we have the pause here, and it's better to use the idle pause as your initial pause. In next stage, we actually created before for button inside our index.html, and we just actually create a get elements by ID and use the add events listener. And there's a function called switch animation. Actually, first of all, it's going to stop the previous actions, and afterward it's going to it's going to run the action that we want to. For example, here in the first line, we get the element by ID, the animation 1, and on click of this button, we are going to switch animation to the 0. And if actually we comment out the stop, we can see there is a walking and jump, and as you can see here, we have two mixtures of different animations. As you can see here, if we do not stop the animation, the previous animation, our animation will be ruined, and it is actually necessary in order to switch the animations in which you have to stop the previous animation and then play the next animation. And you can actually have the different functionality. For example, if you want to move the character by using the arrow, the key arrow, for example, move forward by using the up key arrow, and yeah, you can use the different function, different actually event listener in order to create for example, your own metaverse or your own actually game.